solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind in the darkness, all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be, for justice wheels keep turning, granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. Then these crime busters run, no victims left in pain. Bravery in her veins, true to all disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Hello, Lori. You're looking forward to this, huh? Ginger girl, hello. Good to see you. So let's get started with our spotlight on the missing for tonight. Guys, increasingly I am getting very upset about these children that are missing and parents don't even have a decent picture of them. Seriously, I see on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that there are some that don't even have pictures at all. But look at this one. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand why parents aren't, talking to media, getting out there and shouting their child's name from the rooftops. Lillian Waters, missing since yesterday, guys. Last seen in Norfolk, Virginia. She's only 10 years old. She was last seen wearing an orange shirt, pink shorts, and pink Crocs. If anybody knows anything about her disappearance, where she might be, please call the Norfolk Police Department or 911. And let's not forget about Jonathan Wang, 21-year-old autistic young male, high functioning, will answer to his name, but he doesn't know how to take care of himself. His only social circle has been his immediate family. He was last seen March 30th. He needs to come home. His family's really concerned about him. It's a possibility that he was lured from someone online. If you know anything about his disappearance, please call Arlington PD or even his dad's number. And guys, I want to just stress, please do not call his dad unless you have information about his son. Don't bother him. All right, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, our little buddy. It's been too long. Last seen February 25th, reported missing on February 26th of 2024. Light it up green, share his flyer, share his picture, share his face on all your social media platforms every day, guys. This is one case that I really want to see a conclusion for. I really do. The next one is Travis Decker, still out there somewhere. We don't know if he's alive or if he took his own life. He is dangerous, so if you do see him, please do not approach him. Just call 911. He is wanted for 3 counts of first-degree red rum and first-degree kidnapping, of taking the lives of his 3 precious little girls seen here with their mom, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. Poor mother lost everything all at once. Just really sad. Really sad. But today we are talking about these 2 little ones, Jack and Lilly. I should really put better pictures up there. These are younger. Um, Jack and Lilly Sullivan, missing since May 2nd from Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. They went poof, guys, just like Sebastian did. Very sad. Very sad. Yeah, she was only 10 years old. I know, right? I know. And that is just, you know, like I said, I I wasn't even going to show it. Um I usually pick people that have pictures because if I'm going to ask people to see if they know anything, and put their picture out there, because I put it on my other social medias too, guys. Um, they want a face, right? A name of a missing child is not going to help anybody, in my opinion, because if they're abducted or something, they're not going to give their real name. I mean, I just don't think a name's going to help. A picture speaks 1,000 words, right? And when you don't even have a decent picture, it just so many. There's nothing about these kids. It just breaks my heart. Yeah, I hope Jonathan is found as soon as possible too. I hate to think of what he may be experiencing, being lured away from his home. Um, just yeah, very, very sad, very sad. And yes, hello everyone in the bushes. Please hit the like button. It would really help. Um, yeah, a good clear picture. And not only that, Lori, but a picture that is recent. We learned that in Sebastian Rogers' case, didn't we? Oh, I mean, Katie sat there taking pictures of Sebastian. We saw her hold the camera up, hold the phone up to take a picture. And she took not just one, but a couple, right? Did she hand those pictures over to law enforcement for the missing poster? No. She gave pictures that were several years old. Just, I mean, right? So, yeah, so anyone out there that has children, please listen. Take a picture of your child every other week or at least once a month, right? Because children grow and change so quickly, right? And nowadays with cell phones, it's not like when I was young, you had to buy a camera and you had to have the film developed. And, I'm back then I thought that was cool. Now I just think, wow, what a hassle we went through to get our pictures. But now with cell phones, there's no reason you can't take a picture of your child. They're walking out the door, say their name, and take their picture. They don't have to be smiling. They don't have to just take their picture. Yeah, yeah, she took pictures. She took pictures. Yes, she sure did. So, tonight we are going to talk about Daniel's inconsistencies regarding the clothing that the children were wearing, okay, and why that's important. Before we do that, I'm going to present my screen and share the description of the children's clothing from the RCMP when they were added to the rewards program. So Lily was believed to be wearing a pink Barbie top, pink rubber boots with rainbow print, and carrying a cream-colored backpack with strawberry print. Jack, at the time of his disappearance, was believed to be wearing a pull-up diaper, black Under Armour jogging pants, and blue rubber boots with dinosaur print. Okay, so keep that in mind, especially this. A pink Barbie top, okay? As we start to listen to Mike DeMann and his analysis of Mike talking about, messaging about those clothes. So the description, the link for Mike's video is in the description below. He was listening to or watching a video of the Crime and Shame. Right? So she doesn't want them, only Meadow. Was Malaya good around your kids? My kids, yes. Great with mine. That's true, but they weren't that much older than Lily. A couple years, maybe. Her Barbie top is here at my place. What did we just read, guys? Lily was believed to be wearing a pink Barbie top. But he said her Barbie top is here at my place.
At my place? Whose Barbie top? Is that important? I have everything the kids own and all my layers belongings as well. Nothing took, nothing except 2 of my shirts she stole.
So they were shirts.
Again.
We kept hearing they were sweaters, but he said shirts, one dark navy blue and one white. That's what he's saying.
Another dig at Malaya. Right? 2 of the shirts, yeah, we see you with, we see the same shirts you're wearing. Okay, 2, were they good shirts or what?
Mike cracks me up. Oh my gosh. It's true. He seems to wear the same t-shirts all the time, doesn't he? I'm talking about Daniel, right? He seems to wear the same shirts. Oh my gosh, guys. Cracks me up. Yeah, he first said they were sweaters. So he's saying the Barbie top is in the trailer, but the police are saying different. And yes, it just cracks me up that Mike, typically men don't. But I mean, he is a statement analysis, so he does look at details, right? So it is kind of funny that he's saying Which shirts? He's making a reference about how Daniel wears the same two shirts all the time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, something. What was he saying in this one? Because I started it toward the end. I just wanted to get the clothing reference. Um, he, he was going anyhow, anywho, and he said it like 3 times in this video, and I was just laughing. Um, so yeah, I mean, he was making all kinds of commentary, and I didn't want to replay that because um yeah, I just didn't want to go there. But let's go ahead and listen. He's so funny.
She stole. After being together for 3 years, and you probably able to control the money the government gave you for Jack and Lilly and Meadow, and you're talking about her stealing 2 of your crappy shirts.
He brings he brings up a good point. You know, he probably benefited from the money that she was getting for Jack and Lilly, right? And he probably controlled it. And now he actually did say the words. I double checked when Mike said that. My shirts she stole. You know, he has no right to talk about anything that she took from that house. She probably bought them for him. When, you know, he was using her card that was on file with Temu to buy stuff. So, I mean, who stole what? That's fraud. That is theft, actually. That is actually theft, using somebody else's card to purchase items. Yeah. But he's complaining about 2 shirts that she stole. She probably purchased.
Of course, this is the response to her saying he tried to get money out of her account.
Hi, JDR.
It was connected to his online payment gateway, right? So Daniel is feeling the need to reply, not about the allegations that he took money. He's not denying that. So far, I don't see him denying it. If somebody went online and said, oh, she stole money from me, she tried to take money out of my account, you would say, hey, what my ex is saying about me is a lie. I didn't take any money. I didn't try to take any money out.
That's very true. Now, Malaya hasn't defended herself at all against anything that Daniel is saying about her. She's been quiet. Daniel's the one that's talking, right? He's the one doing all the talking. So for sure, you would think that he would defend himself if he didn't do that. And he's not saying anything. He's just countering back with, she stole my shirts. If the shirts were out of Temu when they were delivered, they probably fit WeJack. Probably. Oh my gosh. I think the Temu came after she left, though. She took these shirts when she left the house. So, you know, that was before he used her card to purchase stuff from Temu. So, But yeah, don't you think if he didn't do that, he'd come out saying, "Well, Malaya said that I used her card and on Chimu, and that's not true." You know, I mean, you'd think he would have said that. Nope, no, he sure didn't.
That's not what Daniel is doing. Daniel instead, yeah, but you took my shirts, right? These crappy shirts that, yeah. One dark navy blue and one white. The clothes were that morning by whom? The clothes were, oh, Jesus. Let me go back now. I want to see. What is this one? Okay. 27, 26. Okay, here we go.
Is here at my place. Oh, I'm coming to your. Boom, 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 boom. Now, can you explain that Barbie top better than me?
No.
Okay. So is he saying her Barbie top is here at my place? And maybe it was that people, I'm not sure, you guys. I'm thinking that people were talking is that what she had on was the Barbie top, and he's saying her Barbie top is at here at my place, and he says I have everything the kids own and all Malaya's belongings as well.
So what were they wearing?
Nothing. Took nothing except 2 of my shirts she stole. And that's when, so remember how he was in Dolly Vision's world talking about sweaters? Apparently they're t-shirts. He said sweaters, but t-shirts, nothing. So nothing took except 2 of my shirts she stole. One dark navy blue and one was white. And then there's this odd kind of message that says the clothes were something that morning by whom. It's almost like I think somebody asked a question, and
yeah, he's alleging that somebody who stole the clothes that morning from him. He's trying to throw people off and confuse
kind of
them
like
about something that has.
So he said sweaters. Now all of a sudden it's shirts. So what the heck? Here's another discrepancy, right? I'm sure Lily had more than one Barbie shirt. She was obviously wearing a Barbie sleep shirt. Could be, but Jack didn't have on a shirt. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. JDR, we did see the picture of Malaya on the beach. I'm not going to get on the bandwagon and go off on her for that. You know, I would it be something I would be doing? No. They said they had to practically force her to go. My real question is, why did her friend take a picture of her? Why did she pose for it? That I don't understand, because she had to have known that that would cause an issue if it was posted online. So I don't know. You know, I don't. She didn't say anything. Okay, she's not saying anything. I just don't want to call her a bad mother, a horrible mother. because of that. I just don't want to go there. You know, she'll have to answer for anything that she does. If she someone said the picture was, well, according to the friend that took the picture, though, it wasn't. It was that day. But I don't know. That was my question, Lori. Why would a friend do that? When I posted it on my community page, I just posted that allegedly she was there because that's what her friend said. So, and that they had to kind of force her to get out because all she does is sit in the house and cry all day. So, I don't know, right? I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm not saying that. I'm just not gonna. Don't you think Daniel's out there living his best life? Why isn't people taking pictures of him fishing or whatever he's doing, enjoying his solitary existence now instead of a family of 7, right? So yeah. When we have more information, then it's time to make a better judgment, I think. But she has not spoken since her first interview, and yes, there were red flags with that interview. There definitely was. Do I think she is a neglectful parent? According to her own words, laying in bed dozing while she heard her kids sleeping or up playing in the next room. Yes, I think she was neglectful. Okay. I am going to say that. But did she do this? I don't know. We don't know yet. There's not enough to go on. Now, when you look at Katie Proudfoot, Katie's been speaking out, was speaking out all along, right? Her statements were inconsistent. She left the home a week after. You know, then when you start getting all these things in line and all of them are questionable, then yes, you're going to hold that one thing, right? The picture of Katie at the motorcycle shop. Thus, when they were holding a vigil for her son, right? I mean, then you take a look at everything, right? And you say, wait a minute here. What's going on? Right? One picture? No, I'm just not going to go there. Daniel's too busy chasing reporters. Hello, Sandra. Good to see you. The whole case is flabbergasting. It is. It is. I find it very interesting that Leia has not retrieving any of her things from that nasty trailer. Yeah. Interested in retrieving any of her things from that nasty trailer. I think that's what you meant to say. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, her clothing choices, according to earlier pictures before Daniel, and even when she first met Daniel, were much different than they were after. In that interview, she was wearing a kind of an old Hello Kitty t-shirt, kind of frayed around the neck, and so maybe if she didn't want those old clothes, I don't know. Maybe if somebody would go get her things for her, Daniel probably won't let him. I mean, that's probably why she left quickly, right? And yeah. Do you honestly believe he'd let anybody come get her stuff for her? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think he would. I think he would to do something like if Malaya wants her stuff, she needs to come and talk to me to get it. I think that's what he would do, but I could be wrong. Let's continue on.
Nothing
Comment
to do
back
with
like
anything.
the clothes were that morning by whom. Not sure what the person was saying. So when he was answering, it's kind of like when somebody gets messaged a lot and then some of the answers will show later, because someone's answering multiple different messages, so they don't necessarily get answered in alignment with it. So let's see here. So then this one, can you please tell us, Daniel, what you believe Lily and Jack were wearing?
Very good question.
And then he said, I wore, okay, and then this is all part of the same thing, okay? Then he says, I wore both during the search, navy blue and the first night and the white one the second night. So he's going back to those.
Yeah, and isn't that interesting? This is this is avoidance at its best, if this is in the correct order. I wore both during the search, navy blue one first night and white one second night. Can you please tell us, Daniel, what you believe Lily and Jack were wearing? That is the question, man. What did Lily and Jack wear? They didn't have too many clothes, not from what I have seen, people. From what I have seen,
I think that answer, I wore both, I think meant to go, she probably jumped in. I think this meant to go with the white and blue shirt after he said she stole the white and blue shirt. You know how when you're chatting and things get out of order. I think that meant to go there. I don't think he was honestly deflecting, like Mike is saying. Because the next question, I can't tell you because it's part of the investigation on clothes they wore, the kids. Yeah, the kids. So, that's a lie. Yeah. So that is an outright lie because when they put out missing person flyers, they always put out what they were last seen in. That is one thing that they don't have a problem with parents telling telling the public what the kids were last seen wearing, right? He said that he went and looked later and Jack must have been wearing a brown t-shirt and brown sweatpants. Do you remember that? Because I looked and those weren't there. Thank you, Sandra. I understand. It is draining. Everybody has strong emotions about this case, including myself. I'm not going to lie. True crime gets really difficult. Especially these missing children's cases. They're hard on the heart. But I appreciate the fact that you can come here. Yeah, I don't like to play with the drama and the garbage going on. I just don't like that. Yes, and we're all checking for our CMP updates all the time. Yeah, the police always want to know. And they put it, guys, you saw it. It's right here. Lily Sullivan is described as 4 feet tall and weighing 60 pounds with light brown hair and hazel eyes. At the time of her disappearance, Lily was believed to be wearing a pink Barbie top, pink rubber boots with rainbow print, and carrying a cream-colored backpack with strawberry print. Jack Sullivan is described as 3 feet 6 inches tall and weighing 40 pounds with dark blonde hair and hazel eyes. At the time of his disappearance, Jack was believed to be wearing a pull-up diaper, black Under Armour jogging pants, and blue rubber boots with dinosaur print. So Jack did not have a t-shirt on. Here's what I want to know. Did they get this information from their doctor? 4 feet tall and weighing 60 pounds, 3 feet 6 inches tall. I mean, I never took my children's height, but maybe some people do, like put it on, I've seen where people put it on, have them stand up and mark it, and put the date. I don't know. I never did that though. Yes, and she scared the crap out of me, guys. I'm like, no. Oh my God. So here's my secret, guys. For me to handle this, because honestly, it does get to me as well. I check out almost every day. I go and watch a movie. I check out for a while. And just something to totally take my mind off of it. Every single day I do it, because otherwise I'd go insane. Because my heart just bleeds for these kids. And I mean, it was so refreshing to have a good outcome with the little 3-year-old, right? That was found in the ditch. I would say her name, but they don't want us to say her name. They kind of wanted to get lost in the shuffle because they want her to be able to live her life, and they don't want her picture out there either. So, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about. The one with the crazy mama. But yet now there's nothing. We don't even hear about what's happening with the mama, right? But that was really refreshing to have a good outcome, right? The child's alive, and especially after 3 days, that was crazy. They used to measure it in school too. At the doctors, yeah, that's why I wondered. I knew the doctors did. How would you know their weight unless you're always checking it, right? Other than the doctor, I never knew about my kids' weight. You're watching craft videos again. I need to get back to my soap making. Good for you. You read a whole novel yesterday and totally blacked out the world. I'm watching so many series on Netflix that I binge watch them, and then I'm waiting for the next season. That's what's happening with almost all of them now. I'm waiting for the next season. You think the RCMP is telling us all something in this reward posting? What do you think they're telling us? I like mystery shows too, JDR. Mystery movies, and don't forget to watch chickens. I have chickens. Hello, Melissa. If I didn't say hello to you earlier. The children are wearing their sleep clothes. Okay. Pink Barbie top. Yeah. Could be. So, guys, I'm having a hard time believing they were put in a car. I just don't really. I can't get on board with that. Here's why. If they were put in a car, wouldn't you pack something for them? Because you had to have planned it. So wouldn't you have taken the time, packed it, maybe put it off in a little corner that, I mean, it sounds like there was a bunch of stuff laying around. I don't think Daniel would have noticed. Right? A lot of recycling bags and everything else. Put it in a bag. Wouldn't you have done that? Wouldn't you have packed something for them? I'm just saying. Okay, let me see. How do Daniel and Malaya know what they were wearing? Hello, Osprey, by the way. Malaya said she hadn't seen them since the night Daniel was sleeping. So if they're wearing sleep clothes, then she know what she put them to bed in. It was cold and wet that morning and they were sick. No way they left home on their own. No, I'm not saying they walked out of the door either. I'm almost thinking it's almost like a Sebastian Rogers case. They were carried out. Not really. Neuro, hello. Hello, Ren. Yeah, we had some hot weather here too, Ren. Yeah, and all I'm gonna say, what I've said about that back or that beach video is, a little relief if she is sitting home and all she does is cry and they talked her into it. I mean, I don't know. I just would not have taken a picture with my friend, and you can bet that I would not be talking to that friend for having put it on social media. That was just the wrong thing to do, big time. But if you planned it, might have brought stuff to be where they were going already. Yeah, but from the sounds of it, she didn't go anywhere by herself. I think, it sounds as though, from what she was telling Belinda, Daniel controlled everything she did. Daniel didn't want her taking the kids to see Belinda. He didn't want her giving the address out. So I don't know that would have been a possibility, Kate. And by the way, hello. Yeah. Yeah, if you were going to put the kids in a car and have them taken away, you would have packed something. Yeah, the backpack. How much should she get in there, though? Right? That's true. I mean, the backpack could have been packed with clothes. Daniel used plural on discussing the backpacks. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you think about it, if they're going to lay there and doze, knowing that the kids are sick and they're up in the next room, aren't you going to check on them then too? So if they don't do that, I guess they're not going to check on them through the night. Like I said, I think both of these two should be charged with neglect, you know. But hello, just me. Good to see you. Yes, we were talking about Daniel's love for his shirts. Dark navy blue and a white one. Granny making a super D one. He got a new chain too. Neuro, you're so naughty. I don't know. I don't know if I dare do that. Oh my gosh. I think if the kids possibly were not taken home after being seen on TV, were they handed over to someone? I don't think that they were handed over to anybody, honestly. I think they were taken somewhere. I think something happened to them. Well, I mean, it costs quite a bit to buy new clothes for children when they grow them out right away. Good point, Sandra. That was my thinking as well. Sounds like Daniel's afraid his shirts will actually be found somewhere he hoped they never would be. I agree with you. Did he wrap the kids up in those shirts? I'm just saying. If it was a planned abduction, yeah, I I don't know. Maybe the kids never made it home. Could be. Yep. Daniel told us Jack would have taken off his pull up and the backpack is now brown. How does he know that? I'm gonna see if I can find it again. It was this one. Okay. So the one thing that really stood out to me here on this one is the mud. It's a time lapse of the Bay of Fundy. Look at how much that water goes down. See the mud here? everything comes back up again, but then it washes out. So that was the best way to me to explain what happened if they took him there and why the backpack would be brown. Yeah, his workmate, you mean Durwood's son? Yeah. Oh, he loves the attention, doesn't he? Hi, Walla. Never saw a light navy blue before. Is that what he said? I'm curious. Lori, I had a dream last night about it. It's obviously playing in my mind a lot. Oh, I know. I have to watch something else. I can't go from thinking about Jack and Lilly or Sebastian or Summer or any of them. I have to go and watch a movie to get that in my head. Otherwise, yes, I will have bad dreams. You go to bed thinking of every scenario. You guys, stop. You're going to burn out. Don't go to bed thinking about it. Say a quick prayer for them, but then read a book, watch a movie, do something. I take my iPad to bed with me and I watch either an episode of a series I'm watching or I watch a quick movie. Usually I end up falling asleep. And I'd rather have that in my head than because I'd be gone. I think something happened to them too. Daniel was the last person to see them. According to him, Malaya said she didn't see them that morning. That's right. Malaya said she didn't see them that morning. I just don't think that her putting the kids, it just all doesn't fit. It doesn't make sense. Right? Because then why didn't she and Meadow get in the car? I mean, I'm serious. Why didn't she and Meadow get in the car then? Yeah, I mean, if she was really wanting to get out of there, guys, all she would have really had to do was call 911 and say, I need to leave him. I'm scared. Can you please, stay here while I quickly pack and take the kids? That's all she would have had to do. You just heard Brian Kay is taking a plea deal? No. Well, we knew he was guilty, didn't we? I was looking forward to the trial. He doesn't want the death penalty. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Yes, these cases are also similar in so many ways. The thing that's frustrates me so much is kids don't disappear, guys. Kids do not disappear. They don't go poof. When children have run off and, in the woods, they're usually found. Look at even a little 3-year-old was left by the side of a road and told to stay there, and she stayed. Amazingly, good little girl. I'd love to have that baby and raise her. My goodness, what a good little girl. She stayed there and she lived. So they're found. Jack and Lilly didn't go into those woods. Summer didn't go into the woods at her house. She disappeared. Sebastian didn't walk away barefooted. In fact, he didn't walk away. There's no scent of him coming out of that house. Or something happened in that trailer and Daniel's family helped, and Malaya got away and can't tell. And Daniel covertly telling her to keep her mouth shut. He is kind of being threatening, isn't he, in a roundabout way? But I hope that she told all she knew to RCMP. I really do. No, you and me both. You and me and a lot of other people. He does give me the giggles. Have you seen his little 8-minute video on my truth? Your truth? The truth. I just found that so hilarious. Like, oh yeah, I know somebody who says that all the time. It's funny. Keep going back to the trailer too. What if they got into Janie's trailer, got into something, Justin found them, called. Yeah. Could have been. I mean, something happened. They do love the attention. I'm surprised he hasn't set up a GoFundMe. You know, because he's only working 1 day a week, guys. You got to realize. Yeah, Janie was not supposed to be home. She was supposed to be with her boyfriend that night. Sherwood was on another channel. He started talking to you in the comments. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what she was using. Hello, Truth and Beauty. Good to see you. Welcome in. I think they were injured. Yeah, I do too. I think they were. I think I don't think it was intentional, because all of our statement analysis, there's three statement analysis people that we've watched. They all don't think that Daniel is a red rummer, but that he does have some guilty knowledge and he's trying to cover up something big time. I think that something happened to these kids. I don't know what. It's weird that it was both of them. And guys, I put a lot of weight on the statement analysis because it does show quite a bit, right? It does show a lot. And so I don't know. I think that something happened and they panicked and did something with them. And the did something with them thing is, I think, the Bay of Fundy that I just showed you guys. How it, there are, I don't know. There's like a basin that flows into the Bay of Fundy, but that I think they could get caught up on. Daniel is an avid fisherman. He would know where to go. And those kids would never be found if that's the case. I hate how gossipy and sensationalist this case is being treated by so many channels. I agree. That's one of the things that I really hate. You know, Sebastian's case got so bad that there was a couple of reasons that I really don't talk about it like I used to. It's not because I don't care about Sebastian. You guys know that I mention him every show. I do care about Sebastian. The thing is, look at everything. Look at the circus, the hate and the gossip and the slander and the clickbait and the lawsuits. And I mean, it got so bad that I thought, I don't need a lawsuit, right? I really don't. I live on Social Security, so I don't need a stupid lawsuit. I'm just not gonna, I can do a short with his name and his face out there in the public every single day, and I share it on all my social media. So I am still advocating for Sebastian. I still talk about him, but I didn't want to be involved in any of that garbage, and I see it happening in this case. It's starting to it's starting to pick up, and it bothers me. Yeah, it is terrible, Truth and Beauty. It's awful. Fence building and pothole filling are both labor jobs. Was it at the same time? I don't know. And why were they? What was the reason for that? I don't know. It was raining. Yeah, it was raining and cold. So the fact that Lily only had on a Barbie shirt, sleep shirt, whatever, it just said top. And I don't know about you guys, but when I hear the word top, I think of a shirt, a top, not a sleep shirt kind of thing. But I mean, who knows? Jack didn't have on his t-shirt, but he had on a pair of jogging pants. Seemed like sleep clothes, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The bugs alone, not to mention the terrain, was horrific. Those kids wouldn't have made it far at all. Even their paternal grandmother said, there's no way those kids were in the woods. There was no way. We can thank Daniel for turning this case into a circus. Shame on him for being so selfish and not loving these children more than himself. Yeah. And see, that's the problem, guys. Whenever parents start talking on YouTube, it just, everything goes out of hand, right? Everything gets out of hand. And I've gone back and forth wondering, should I contact, should I not, should I? But I don't do it because it's happened every single time. Parents get involved with YouTubers. I would hate for a parent to come on my channel, and talk to us all and tell us what happened. And then for everything that they said to get all taken and blown out of proportion. And you know what I'm saying? I would hate that. I agree, Deb, and welcome in. I agree 100%. That they both know what happened to those kids. They're covering up. They were running scared. I think Malaya is much more scared than Daniel is, honestly. And I think that's why she's quiet. Well, and the other thing that I believe is that Mr. Bewitch, Durwood, I honestly believe that Daniel pulled him in, you know, because then you have Logan, allegedly Daniel's cousin, who was speaking up for Daniel. And you got Durwood, who is allegedly Malaya's second cousin, talking and, speaking up for Daniel, right? And you just have to wonder why, trying to make himself look good, in my opinion. You still speculate that Chris and Katie have a secret room in that house. Just a theory. Oh my goodness. But they don't even live there anymore, so. My truth, your truth. What is this? People are I know, right? I hate that terminology. It there's only one truth, the truth, right? Otherwise it's your opinion. Right? I mean, there's only one truth. Like, okay, let's just say this case, okay? There's only one truth that happened with Jack and Lilly. We don't know that truth. So everything that we're saying is our opinions, right? Daniel, we know he's not speaking the truth. And so when we're talking, we're saying our opinion. That's why we say, in my opinion, or allegedly, or, because we do not have the truth. Did it happen before that? Good point, Just Me. What stopped Janie going to her boyfriend's? Something happened before that they had to all work together to cover up. And good point. Very good point. That's a really good point, Sandra. And that's what Mike Demand said, that when people say my truth or your truth, they're really kind of warning you. Don't question me or my story. Right? And, yeah. I agree with you 100%, Sandra. I see something then that these behavioral analysis didn't see, in my opinion. Gotcha. From what I saw in the last panel that we watched, I wasn't I was, let's say, disappointed. I really was. So I can understand why statement analysis don't like behavior analysis, and behavior analysis don't like statement analysts. So it makes sense to me, because they don't jive together, do they? They don't fit together. it's okay to say your truth, my truth, instead of saying your own. Yeah, I agree with you, truth and beauty. There's been a crime, otherwise I can't say for that. Same thing. It's a polite way of saying it. Was there a pit bull? And you know what? It doesn't even have to be a pit bull. It can be any kind of dog that isn't treated good or is a dog that has been trained to be aggressive, right? Guys, any of you that have dogs, I know my Lacey is, she just looked at me like, what are you saying, mama? My Lacey is the sweetest, most loyal dog I have ever had, right? She really is. She is just incredible. But if Lily were around and started that screaming, I don't think she could, remember dogs have very sensitive ears for one thing. So I don't know what Lacey would do. I think that I'd have to end up putting her in a different room away from her, honestly. Yeah, they did say a dog, not a breed. If it was accidental, I can see them trying to cover it by saying they're missing to protect themselves and keep Meadow and Malaya not right. I agree. And that, to me, that fits, right? The Malaya putting them in a car, with in sleep clothes, and Daniel saying he has all the rest of their stuff there. It doesn't fit, because why didn't Malaya and Meadow get in the car too, right? So that doesn't fit. But an accident or something happened to those two kids, and them covering it up, I do see that. They never answer the questions people ask. Bewitched and Daniel are spinning a narrative so Daniel can get custody of Meadow. I agree. Daniel said that he's fighting for custody. And he's doing his darndest, right, to try to make Malaya look like she's mentally ill. No, JDR, they weren't wearing jackets. There's no way they went outside half dressed. Yep. These interviews can be used as a distraction. Yep. Daniel is feeding Mr. Bewitched information. I do believe that. I too have always been drawn to something happened in the trailer. I agree. And what else fits? Allegedly through Durwood, but it fits. Janie did not want the trailer searched. And she didn't want police around her dog. Why? A friend of Malaya spoke up recently on a YouTube channel. Interesting. What'd she have to say? I didn't see that. I agree, Asprey. If it was an accident, it was an accident. Fess up, tell the truth. That's what should have happened in the beginning, right? It's what should have happened in the beginning. My opinion. I don't care how scared you are that you're going to lose your other child, whatever. You know what? You lost the other child anyway. So tell the truth and be done with it. That's my opinion. Right? I mean, you lost a child anyway, so tell the truth and be done with it. My mic is funny. I agree. I always felt it was an accident. And then the panic. Yes, the panic. These parents learned from Sebastian's parents, who learned from the McCains, who learned from the Ramseys, in my opinion. They also talked, Chris talked about Summer Wells, and he's actually talked to Don Wells. Ginger, stop it. I'm not singing. I'm just not gonna. I'll put you on panel. You can sing. Potholes to fill seem lame. I know. And they said that she got the gravel from behind her RV. What's up with that? I'm just saying. I'm not singing tonight. I'm just not. Dog days just begun. Somebody's on the run. Stop it. Yeah, she was filling in a pothole and it was raining, right? Yeah. I feel the same way about the beach. Everything you said, Granny. Drop it, folks. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Daniel was fixing a fence in the rain when Janie was filling a pothole. Make that make sense, guys. You stopped watching the behavior panel during the Summer Wells case. Here's my opinion. What I'm seeing, I think they're going too far overboard to make sure that they're not making anybody look guilty. That's what I think. Afraid of being sued, maybe. Which I get, but then don't. You know what I'm saying? Then don't come on and do it. If you know. Can't say any of them did it well, but everyone seems to have gotten away with a lot. I know. Yeah. Peter Hyatt, boy, he is sorely missed, isn't he? Sorely missed. We left the cake out in the rain. I've heard of crap excuses to cancel a date, but potholes to fill in while it rains and in the dark beats them all. I can't come over, honey. I gotta fill in some potholes. Oh, if in a dog attack, would the scent dogs be going crazy all around the place? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Or did it just happen in the RV? I mean, I don't know. Did they take the dogs in the RV? I mean, I don't know. Good point, though, Neuro. Good point. Exactly. She had a big reaction. Um, yeah, she was not a happy camper. And was even told that she was impeding an investigation. Um, it only made her look bad, is all it did. She could have even taken the dog and tied it up across the yard away from police. I'm just saying, there's a number of things you could have done with the car. Put it in a car, tie it up on the other side of the yard, put it in the other trailer while they're searching this trailer, and then vice versa. Something, right? I agreed. Neither should be allowed to take care of kids. It's sad that Meadow was taken. I do believe that both love her. But if you've been neglectful and it's shown, you don't belong having kids. Who knows? Something is cooking in the trailer. Yeah, I did too. When Belinda spoke of a big dog barking all day and then Justin sobbing, yeah, that really made me wonder. I wondered if Justin had a dog, because Janie's dog, from what I've heard, is not big. It doesn't, and Belinda's right. Smaller dogs have a different bark than a bigger dog. Like my Lacey has a bark, let me tell you. But that's totally different from a Chihuahua that's going to bark, right? It's more deep and loud. So I wondered if Justin had a dog, and that's what happened. Did any of Daniel or Malea's family admit Durwood is a relative? I don't know. I don't honestly know. Wouldn't that be nice? Body cam of the first on scene. I think that, tell us if I'm wrong, Ginger, but I don't think Canada usually does that. Show body cam things until it goes to court. She said Malaya would never hurt her kids. Yeah, I don't think she would. I don't think Malaya hurt them, but I think she's involved in the cover up. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, though. Belinda said the only room that looked neat was a children's play area. That's interesting. Now, guys, yes, I mean, I'm old, but when I was young, my kids were young, their play area was the worst looking place in the house. Yeah. Dogs don't like high pitched screaming. It hurts their ears. They have really sensitive ears, guys. So they would be anxious or angry. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. You saw it in this video. I can play it just in the background while we're you can see it drain and go down, and look at how far the boats go down. Did he really? Let's watch, guys. Um
that they would have a right to be furious.
And they
I
are.
would be.
Yeah. Josh Ritter, I wanted to ask you, can you walk us through what we can expect at Wednesday's hearing about this? Can you just kind of walk us through? We're hoping that there's going to be a live stream from the court on this, as they have with other hearings. But what can we expect to see at that hearing in 2 days?
Yeah, a couple of things, and it's unclear because it's also new and we're getting new reporting and it's not exactly nailed down, but it could be that we hear both the plea and a sentencing hearing on the same day, but they can't separate them. They could on Wednesday just take his plea, have him plead guilty, 4 counts of murder, all of the other aggravating circumstances that they're going to want him to admit to, and then put the sentencing hearing over to a later date. I would imagine that's what they would do, given that you've got family members who don't live local to Boise that are going to have to travel. There are other people who are going to want to be there for that. The family members are going to have an opportunity to speak. His family is going to want to be there for all of that. So just given that that's so quick to put all of that together, I could imagine a scenario where they would have sentencing put over to a later date to just get everyone's thoughts gathered for.
Wow, so there's a hearing Wednesday. That's interesting. Interesting. All right, let's see. Yes. He knows the kids won't be found. And I have said from the beginning, guys, if you're going to say that the kids are missing, the first place that police are going to look is around your property and into the woods because they live out in the boonies, right? So you don't want to put the kids in the woods because if there's any DNA or anything else, or I mean, typically that all comes to light, right? If you are an avid fisherman and you want to make sure that the kids are never found, what are you going to do? Right? You're going to do this. Make sure that they're never found again. Yeah, DNA, blood evidence, maybe. I mean, I don't know, right? Yeah, that's true. Everything was sealed in this case really quickly on, guys. Daniel says he has all this time to think. I hope that it's weighing on him. But remember, he thinks Malaya's going to crack. Maybe clean up the yard. I heard that he has done somewhat. You heard Janie's small, but Justin's got a pit bull. That makes sense. The Bay of Fundy is awesome and amazing. The currents can be really strong too because the tides are so extreme. Get pulled out very easily if you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. See, and that's what I'm thinking. I would love to see it. I mean, just watching this is amazing, right? And to think that that's every 6 hours, right? That's amazing to me. But yes. Can you imagine? Yeah. I think not just any body of water. I think he took them where they were going to be pushed out to the ocean, in my opinion. He's not going to want them to be found. And he knows where to go. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. Always on empty. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Yep. There was, different, diving in. They used wording that made us wonder if water was involved. And it just seems like that, doesn't it? That's what I think she should do. Tell everything she knows. That's what I think. She's already lost Meadow. She has nothing more to lose, right? She just come out and tell the truth. Yeah, I did mute for a little bit. I had to cough. You know, he's a narcissist, so I do think he thinks he's going to get Meadow back, but I don't think he has a shot at all. Right? I really don't. I really, really don't. I like the picture of this part where the bay is coming in. That's amazing to me. Yes, it was. Today it was my fault. I had to cough and sneeze at the same time. It is very sad and sickening. Yeah. Something very wrong. Something very wrong, right? Yes, we need to find Travis Decker. I don't think he's alive, but I have to admit, guys, the issue yesterday where the fire was set and then the sniper was taking out the firefighters in Idaho, that was only like not even a 5-hour drive from where Travis Decker was last seen. And, you know, it's been weeks since he's been missing. So I wondered if that wasn't him. I don't know how I feel that it's not, right? Because I want him to be found. He needs to. His ex-wife needs some kind of closure with his body found. I would not want to think that the man who, my ex-husband, who took the lives of my 3 children, was still out there on the loose somewhere, right? Imagine living with that. It's bad enough you lost your 3 children, but having to live with that, I can't even imagine. So, yeah, in a way, I kind of wished it was Travis Decker because the guy is dead, but it wasn't. It was some other disturbed person. Hello, Bonnie. Welcome in. Wouldn't Janie clean up the trailer on the Friday and Friday night? Belinda was there on the Saturday. I don't know. Do you think she care? I'm just saying. It doesn't look at the way they live that cleaning up the trailer would be the first thing on her mind, right? I mean, I don't know. But Belinda said it wasn't very clean. There was only one room that was somewhat clean. Pit bulls are usually good with kids, but Lily screaming is different. If Jason was going through divorce, it's Justin, but going through divorce, maybe he was staying with his mom with his dog. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. And yes, my niece has pit bulls with her 2 little kids. So that old thing about pit bulls being angry, it depends, it's like any dog, right? It depends on the way you train them and the way they're treated as to what they're going to do. Does Daniel want Meadow or punish? I think a little bit of both. My opinion. Yes, we know it wasn't the local lakes and streams because Daniel watched them search those. Daniel was front and center with the search crews, guys. My opinion, make sure that they didn't find anything. Gotcha. Had to get premium. Yeah, I got premium a long time ago. Yep, the Salmon River flows right into the ocean. It's always moving too. Yep. Oh, that's right. Yes, she was busy filling potholes that night. No, actually, she was doing potholes on Thursday night, not Friday, Sandra. Oh, I'm sure they know all about it. I'm sure they have every picture that we've got. Yeah, me too, right? I could see the brother sobbing if his dog attacked the kids. Yeah, me too. 100%. It would tear him up. And as it would any of us, right? Any of us would feel that way if our dog attacked children, right? And Daniel's mom might have let the dog out in her area and the kids went over, and that's why she was crying. Could be. Yes, he's going through a divorce. Justin is. In my opinion, Daniel snapped because Lily kept poking her head into the bedroom. But we have 3 statement analysis that said that that don't believe that Daniel is a red rummer. That's kind of why I've been going with the accidental kind of thing. Malaya mentions talking and noise and describing the kids. It could be. Amen. Amen. We need these kids brought home. Whatever way, shape, or form. Yeah, and that's true. The stats do say that children this age are usually, yeah. Yeah, it's exactly the way that they're trained. Brian Laundrie also used Gabby's card when he left her. Yes, he did. And Belinda said Janie was crying and telling the RCMP officer she didn't want her place searched, was afraid for her dog, and didn't want a certain cupboard searched. Yep. You know, that is so stupid. Yes, pit bull jaws do lock. But that is so stupid. Why would you? First of all, if the police are, if even if they were my step grandchildren, right? And I, even if they were, I'd say yes, go for it, right? Don't you think it is a big, huge flag to first tell them you don't want them to search your home? You're afraid for your dog. Second red flag. Third big flag. What's in that cupboard that you don't want searched? I'm just saying. I agree. Daniel is telling us his shirts are going to be found with the children. That's true. How dumb is that? You can come in, but don't open that cupboard. I mean, where do you think the police went to first when they got into that trailer? Beeline for that cupboard. Which cupboard didn't you want me to look at? This one? Okay. I gotcha. I mean, that is nuts, guys. It's just nuts. But so our grannyism for today is the truth may hurt for a little while, but a lie hurts forever. Right? So, and it's weird because I didn't actually think of Malaya when I picked this quote today, but it's so true. So Malaya, if you're listening, tell the truth. The truth's maybe going to hurt for a little bit, but carrying that lie forever, you have nothing left to lose, right? You have nothing left to lose. Don't look in my underwear drawer. So, yes, the truth may hurt for a little while, but a lie hurts forever. And it's true. If she's struggling now, she's lost Meadow. She's lost her other two children. No, Meadow was taken by CPS from everything that I've heard. But that's why we don't have to look in the cupboard. The police do. But yes, you can be sure they probably were a little bit leery. What would be in that cupboard? What would Janie have in that cupboard? Rugs? I don't know. You know, they're there looking for children. I don't think they care about rugs at this point, right? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, the hearing was sealed. But from what everyone, which, yeah, Ginger's right. We don't really know. Everyone is saying that when she took off, she went to go visit the reservation, but I guess she wasn't supposed to take Meadow with her. And she called them from the reservation and told them where she was. And they came and took Meadow, is what I've heard. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I don't know. That's a pretty big pothole, though, Lori. You know, the fact that they have not brought in. So let's see. Martel had said he didn't like to see cadaver dogs, which are trained to pick up the scent of human remains, brought in to search the woods. RCMP confirmed in a statement that cadaver dogs have not been deployed as part of the investigation. Any searches involving the dog will be based on information gathered through the ongoing investigation. So they have not brought in cadaver dogs as of yet. What does that mean in regards to the search? Yeah. Yep. We haven't heard anything about them bringing in. And that's true as far as Meadow goes. It's a child, so they're not going to tell us. Yeah. Janie's got a gun, And no, I'm not singing. She's got a gun. You guys are crazy. All right. So that's really all I had for today, guys. It's been awesome. You guys are awesome. Please, please, please hit the like button on your way out. Change that notification bell to all so you're notified. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.